The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, President Goodluck Jonathan, has reiterated his commitment to consolidate on the transformation agenda of his administration if re-elected. The president stated this at his Southeast presidential campaign rally held at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Sports Stadium in Enugu State. He promised the people of the Southeast that his administration would complete the upgrade of the Akano Ibiam Airport to an international one and also give attention to all the bad roads in the Southeast. While taking a swipe at the opposition party, the president said he will not run a vindictive government, but one based on the rule of law.
Expect any president of Nigeria to run this country as if he's a king that operated in the medieval age. You must run this country as a democratically elected president based on the rule of law. There is no government that has fought corruption more than we do. Fighting corruption that they are using, their government is not fighting corruption. They want me to look at some people probably passing political enemies, lock them up, show them on television, celebrate it. And I said, look, it has not worked and it will not work. Well, I know Nigerians are working day and night, very, very hard. Other countries appreciate the Nigerian businessmen, and they say those who own private jets are corrupt. They have stolen money. That is the definition of corruption. And that is the word you are using. But somebody told you that Nigeria don't want to hear the word corruption. So only to say the government is corrupt, government is corrupt, government, everywhere you go, government is corrupt. Tell us how are you going to clean the corruption? You don't even have an idea what to do.
Nigeria's President, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan. Let's stay with politics. And the People's Democratic Party says Nigerians should be concerned about the relationship between the presidential candidates of the All Progressives Congress and the movement for the emancipation of the Niger Delta, MEND. The spokesman for the PDP presidential campaign organization, Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode, told the news conference that the alleged endorsement of the APC presidential candidate by a militia group should be a source of concern to Nigerians. But in his response, the spokesman of the APC, Julai Mohammed, has described this position as a case of double standards by the PDP.
Of course, that we have other opportunities. I have so many things to say, but I think
the two major political parties in the country have now hit the campaign train, moving from state to state. It's their final push to win votes at the general elections, which come up next month. As promises are being made, positions are also being defended. Spokesman for the PDP presidential campaign organization in Abuja dismissed claims that the PDP administration is without a vision.
They are the ones calling our side visionless. Perhaps they should go and redefine the meaning of the word vision and visionless. Because if you're not providing airports for your people, if you're not providing universities for your people, if you're not building roads for your people and hospitals, if you're not empowering your people, as the PDP governors and our president has done throughout the Northeast and throughout the Northwest, then I think you are the people that lack vision and lack understanding.
He also said Nigerians should be concerned that a group such as the Movement for the Emancipation of Niger Delta is coming out to endorse the APC presidential candidate.
I think every Nigerian and every right-thinking person ought to be worried about an endorsement being made by what is essentially one of the most deadly terrorist organizations on the African continent. That is Henry Oka's MEND. Henry Oka has been convicted of acts of terrorism and murder, and attempted murder, in South Africa. And it is his organization that has endorsed General Muhammadu Buhari. And that tells you precisely what General Buhari stands for.
A spokesman of the All Progressives Congress has, however, dismissed this position.
Simply because MEND has now endorsed APC, clearly there's something wrong. If MEND had endorsed PDP, I'm sure it would have been all right. This is the kind of double standard that we cannot stand. So if MEND says they are going to endorse Buhari, we should say no, we don't want them. Is that what you are expected to say? Any Nigerian group, any Nigerian that endorses us, we thank them for it.
This engagement is sure to continue between both parties as the general elections draw near. Lanre Lasese, Channels Television News.
The Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Saad Abubakar, has appealed to Nigerian leaders to put the needs of the people first. The Sultan made the appeal in Auchi Esakho West local government area of Edo State while commissioning a road project constructed by the state government. On his part, the state governor, Adams Oshomole, said politics should be all about development.
The occasion is the commissioning of the Auchi-Jatu Afasio Ikabibu Odio Road by the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Saad Abubakar.
To serve the entire humanity. We always have one thing or the other to learn in every day of our lives. Leaders must continuously learn on how to live right. And I think it's important for us to know the aim, the purpose of any leadership or any leader is to see to the welfare of the people, is to see to the spiritual and temporal development of the people God Almighty placed on his shoulders as a leader. And I remember very well that seeing to the welfare of your people is more important than the use of force.
The provision of infrastructure is one of the key components of development, and the Edo State government is not sparing any expense in that regard.
If we are to continue to commission roads, consulted not by any other administration, by this administration of Comrade Adam Oshomole, for the next 52 weeks, we will be commissioning roads. That tells the story of how far this administration has gone.
The road being commissioned traverses 5 communities, and the Otaro of Auchi suggested a name for it.
With the agreement of my partner, my brother, the Brigadier of Ozare, we now name this road Oshomole Unity Road. So that from today on, this road will be named Oshomole Unity Road from all Auchi lines to the Kabigo to Aganabuda. Inshallah. Thank you, sir, and God continue to bless you.
Governor Oshomole says the construction of the road will expand the frontiers of development.
Politicians are making deliberate effort to remove issues of development from political discourse. They prefer to reduce issues to ethnicity, where you come from, where I come from. They prefer to buffet us with issues of religion, primordial sentiment, all kinds of irrelevant issues. But what you, the electorate, must insist on is that 16 years after democracy, the learning curve is over.
After all said and done, it remains therefore to see if the elections can truly be narrowed to issues of development, or if tribe and other bias will play out during the polls in February.
On to aviation now. The Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAAN, has appealed to passengers to bear with the cancellation of flights owing to poor visibility in the last few days. Over 100 local flights have either been cancelled or rescheduled since Wednesday because of bad weather. While authorities believe the action is a safety measure to prevent crashes, some affected passengers insist they should be compensated.
Within the last 3 days, over 100 flights have either been cancelled or rescheduled because of poor visibility in the airspace. At the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Abuja, several passengers spend hours waiting for their boarding announcement long after they've been checked in. Authorities say the delay is caused by the bad weather that comes with Harmattan season and plead for passengers' understanding.
Weather came in with the Harmattan haze in this season. So the issue of safety and of passengers is paramount to what we do in aviation. So wherever there are issues of safety that is concerned, it is always better to abort the flight, and that is why we do that. And it's in line with international conventions.
Some passengers at the Abuja airport have no problem with the delays and cancellation because they understand it's for their safety.
It's very, very good because it's because of our safety and our life, and I reason to it.
Of course, it's for safety, so it's better delayed than crashing.
Others, however, say they should be compensated by the operators because their businesses were affected.
In cancelling flight, I've suffered it myself. I got to Port Harcourt 10:30 in the night, got to the town by 11 on the 5th, when I was supposed to get to town about 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. It was so bad. But what can we do?
There are international standards. You must, because some people get to the airport, they don't have any money on them. The international standards must be applied. The airlines must put them in hotels and give them appropriate treatment. There must be information given in good time. Even before the person gets to the airport. Sometimes we get to the airport and we spend upwards of 6 hours waiting for flights due to rescheduling. If we are told these are productive times that we can use in the office for those of us who work in corporate environment.
The Nigerian Meteorological Agency had predicted hazy weather conditions and poor visibility range of 1 to 3 kilometers on Wednesday, a condition that has badly affected flying.
Well, it's political season, so we have more on politics with the All Progressive Congress presidential candidates in the forthcoming general elections. General Muhammadu Buhari promising renewed support and infrastructure for the people of the Southwest if elected. And that's the people of the Southeast, I beg your pardon. General Buhari made the promise at rallies in Ebonyi and Abia states, where the party's flag was officially handed over to the governorship candidates in the February election.
Energy, joy, and enthusiasm. That's the way to describe the atmosphere in Abia State in eastern Nigeria as the All Progressive Congress, APC, held its presidential campaign. Party stalwarts take turns to eulogize the people, the party, and its presidential flag bearer.
Ndibo cannot afford to put all our eggs in one basket. The time has come for change.
Thereafter, the party's national chairman, Chief John Oyegun, formally hands over the party's flag to Dr. Ayim Nyarire, governorship candidate of the APC in Abia State.
With pleasure, I hand you over the symbol of the APC that will carry to victory and plant in Government House. Congratulations.
And then
the eagle is landed. I want to introduce to you the incoming president. This is my beloved president in whom I am well pleased.
The entrepreneurship of the Igbo nation is not in doubt, not only in Nigeria, but even outside Nigeria. To strengthen this is to make sure the government facilitate for the entrepreneurs in Aba to have constant, effective power, other communication, roads, those that cannot participate actively in these, those that have learned farming.
The train then moves to Abakaliki in Ebonyi State, still in the east of the country. Though it was dark, party's supporters were not deterred. The party governorship candidate is then presented.
On behalf of the party, I present this to you as a symbol which you must struggle for, which you must fight for, and which you must deliver to be against in Government House, Abakaliki. Congratulations.
General Buhari, in his own speech, promised to further strengthen the region's food production drive.
You are the food basket of the nation. Rice, yams, name any food. You are a very hard-working people. The promise APC will do is that they will empower you to produce even more.
He also assures Nigerians that the party's manifesto will be made available to the public.
When the news at 10 returns, the Naira is expected to lose more ground next week as crude oil prices continue to slide. That's on Business News. Do join us again.